Hi guys, welcome to Savvy Money Show. Me, host Sean. Today we're talking about value stocks and growth stocks. So we're going to start with some of the king of it, value investing, Buffett stocks, and add in some of the ones I've been talking about lately. I will be going through these quickly, not doing a deep dive into them, but I'll be adding some things I haven't in the past. I hope you'll find it interesting. If I do, hit that like button, subscribe, it doesn't cost anything, and let's get to it. Now we're starting with Apple. We all know about Apple, and I ruffled some feathers by saying how they no longer innovate. If they do eventually bring out the Apple car, sorry about that, then that will be some kind of innovation. They have a PE of 22, forward PE of 21, market cap of 2.2 trillion versus enterprise value of 2.27 trillion. Price to sales of 5.8, price to book of 33. Now, 91% of Apple users say they claim to be loyal to Apple. Now, but how loyal will they be once recession hits and they can keep their old iPhone for another year or two? Now, if Apple grows at 7% over the next 10 years, 130 is fair value for it. If we go up in growth, 8% plus the 4% the share buyback gives us, be about 150. Now, I say 4% because the 100 million from the share buyback is equivalent of 4% growth for the company if the sales remain stagnant. And Apple also remains 41% of Buffett's portfolio. Of course, there is also risk. We saw in 2018 where there's issues with sales, and it's one of those things. You have 5G coming out. You have people may not want to. The ones who wanted 5G phone have gotten them already, and you might get the ones not wanting to get a 5G phone until it's been a few years because they want to get one long term with all the bells and whistles, or they want to wait and get a discounted one. But Apple has a massive amount of money on its balance sheet, and it has a moat. The App Store brings in massive amount for it. Don't forget to hit the lovely like button and sexy subscribe button, and don't forget the bell notification. You'll be notified when a new video gets uploaded. And the free links in the description below. You can pick up a free share worth up to £200. And check out our Discord. And if you want a more in-depth analysis of any stock or market conditions, then why not look at our upgraded membership program and support us. Berkshire Hathaway, mainly, as I said, Buffett is king of value investing. He has a massive amount on his balance sheet, so if a recession comes and companies end up reducing in value, he can go and buy them up. He lost a lot of followers where he bought banks and airlines at all-time highs and then sold them. Now, market cap is 600 billion versus enterprise value of 686 billion. P of 7 versus forward P of 20 shows you that it's not meant to have much growth. However, they are a lot of value stocks, and it does bring in a lot of money via the dividend. Apple makes up 41% of its portfolio, so if Apple does well, they will do well. If they don't make an acquisition, they tend to do share buybacks with the money. Price to sales is 1.73, price to book is 1.18. But as I said, it's that massive cash pile they have, which is the attractive thing, as well as Buffett's knowledge. And the thing is, you see there, free cash flow of 23 billion, not to laugh at. Now, if you give the standard growth, they're declared 7%, then it should be valued at 269, and they're at 278. So, but the thing is, with Berkshire, you don't mind paying a bit of a premium sometimes. I bought it at 188 sorry, in 2020, and it's one of those that I like to hold as a hedge against recession. Google. Now, Google is like a mini ETF. It's priced in for Google search and YouTube revenue only, but it has so many strings to its bow. One that people don't talk about much is Verily, which is healthcare and disease prevention research. There's Sidewalk Labs, focus on urban innovation and technology. Calico, which is to cure death, such as cancer or Alzheimer's. Google Ventures, and that has more than 4.5 billion. Now, you have Google Capital, DeepMind, X, which is their moonshot factory, and you have like Project Loon, which is an independent business, and Waymo. Now, Waymo has done very well, not financially, but it's really gone far because Tesla was way ahead of him, and they have done well in catching up to them. You know, Project Wing and Titan Aerospace and Makani, and they have a lot more. Of course, they have the split coming up. They're a 1.47 trillion company with enterprise value of 1.37 trillion, a PE of 20, forward PE of 19.65. Now, of course, I'd like this to come down a bit, but I do think that this is another one that's worth paying a premium for. If every part of this business was split up, it would be worth more than it is today. I don't think Google is going anywhere. I did a video on advertising, and I do think Google and Facebook have to change their structure to survive in the advertising world, because the advertising is changing. I've seen it myself. I used to advertise with Facebook and no longer do. Not for the show, but with my wife's business. And It's just ineffective anymore. Now, the thing is, I think this is a good long-term bet, but valuation-wise, still needs to come down a bit. I do own shares in Google, but if I'm adding, Starbucks pays a 2.69% dividend, 84 billion market cap versus 105 billion enterprise value, PE 19.5, forward PE of 20.5, price to sales 2.74. Now, the interesting bit about Starbucks, the good and the bad. The bad is during a recession, during a price crunch, would people want to paying £9-10 for a cup of coffee? The only people who would be the people who are using their space and their Wi-Fi, in my opinion, as a business area. The other side of it is, of course, then they've still got to pay the rent, the staff, and their costs. The other side of it is they have so much of their customers' money on account. Sorry about that. So much of their customers' account, money on account via their app, that they could have been classified as a bank last year. Of course, they didn't go down that route because it's more expensive, and they're not a bank. And if their customers all cashed in that, then they wouldn't be classified anymore. So, but they had double-digit millions on account that was not being used. If it comes down to 50, I will consider it, but not at the moment. Now, talking about Buffett stocks, Occidental Petroleum. Now, ticker symbol OXY. Now, he received some flack over this, being that he bought it, sold it at a loss, and then bought it back. Okay, but there's rumours that Warren Buffett is going to take over the company at $90 a share, and when you see that it's $58 a share, then that's quite a big jump. There's a market cap of 54.25 billion versus enterprise value of 89.2 billion, trailing PE of 9, forward PE of 6.3, price to sales of 1.9, price to book of 3.5. Now, with oil doing so well and its metrics doing so well, I think this will be a good acquisition for him. But remember, it's linked to the price of oil, and I don't expect it to be long term this high. Sorry, this has gone on longer than I expected. I will put the second half in another video. Make sure you hit the bell notification to stay tuned. If you found any of my videos helpful and you want to help me make more, you can support me by buying me a coffee. The link is in the description below.